Welcome back to some more ReZero, where we are deep in a pushback against the archbishops. Some already having a bit of a comeuppance, and others still waiting their good fair share. But gluttony, lust, and I suppose the animated corpses are still out there causing trouble. So, I'm pretty sure this episode is going to be quite entertaining once again. But also, just how deadly is it all going to be? Are we going to scream success at the evening today and then only going to realise ramifications after? Or is this actually a one-turn fight back? Let's find out. What is... that is. Just after the bio blob fell on top of him. But I am not going to complain if we are going to get a bit of gorgeous tiger being shown off. I mean, if I had some internal voices and schizophrenia, I wouldn't mind if they stopped time once in a while to talk to me. Well, your opponent is me kind of face right there. But Garfield just letting anger and emotions take control over him against someone that has many arms and is highly armed. Going for a little excavation. Considering that Garfield himself has been feeling a little underwhelming, useless in his role, maybe if this actually gives him a bit more self-agency and belief in of himself. Unfortunately, how much damage is going to be caused before that? Because if he can beat his inner demons, he can be quite devastating, I think. But out of everyone here, there's a few that I'm worried about. He is one of them. Wilhelm fighting his wife. Yes, I'm worried in that conflict, but not quite as much. Mainly because I feel like, apart from just general hesitations because who he is fighting, it should be okay. And I would be scared for Otto's well-being, but then again, there's more going on with that. Speaking of which, there's more going on with that lad. To you too. How many friends is he going to call out? Someone's having a light snack, isn't he? I mean, some questions are best left unsaid, but also get the hell out of the vicinity. Something or meteor. Yeah, it's quite quiet. Kind of why I said we should leave the area. Does it slowly get pulled back in? Yeah. Let's hope that any MacGuffin and powerful weapon is all what it's cracked up to be. On the scale of things, of knowing how useful they are, it's gonna be longer and harder the more they stay here. Hurry the fuck up. I mean, yeah, if 3 or 4 water dragons took him down, I wouldn't expect much of an archbishop. Neat. He is a wall. To be fair, protection from blades and damage like that is very useful around here. Huh. Rui. And somehow came out all of them somewhat unscathed. I mean, he's a named character, so not just some grunt. Okay, I was going to say, I like that battle in the shadows. We're seeing a silhouette. He can throw jokes around like this in the middle of a fight against an archbishop. Why isn't he the main character? But I do like that this world is, we're following Subaru, but we do have so many people who are capable. Reinhardt being one of them. To a lesser extent, Julius, but... Yes, who could have opened the floodgates? Vaguely. Uh-huh. Is it playing? I think someone that has such intense fashion sense as Al isn't exactly easy enough to sway. What is that pose? At least take him out on a date first. Why is he starting to act all coy? Using her skills as such. Thank you for the camera angle. I mean, he reacted. There was a step back. I mean, a pretty good likeness, I guess, but she can still read him. That's interesting that she can get it all down to the jewelry being worn. Hang on, does she have the sacrificial necklace? I mean, he's a little harder to understand than we took him for. Right. He's just completely ambivalent about the entire thing. Ah, okay, there we go. She can take on appearances, but apparently doesn't wash. Okay. I like how he kind of shuffles around and. When you kill them so hard, they don't even realize. Pop. I didn't like the squelchy little sound effects to it all. You might want to burn the offal as well. Do the same to the head. Her regenerative properties are dangerous. God, it's like Deadpool. The baby hands. I do like that half of his combat prowess is just bad mouthing them, getting in their head. We are flipping everywhere. I mean, down in secret tunnels beneath the castle. Good thing he waited for him to wake up. And are these actual reanimated corpses of these people, or as a living legend kind of thing, made from the memory and knowledge of people? Really? I mean, it's cool that he kind of turned the tables like that, and he had 8. Yeah, fair enough. But also pinning the entirety of his tribe's future and whatnot on one person. So if he puts down his swords, well, let's hope that he lives long enough to make him put up a bit of a fight. Makes him draw his blades. Well, we got 2. I mean, it does look one-sided, but he managed to land some damage on him. Nice. He did the whole biting blade stuff we've seen before. I mean, the tunnel was wide enough, he didn't need to catch it all. And then a follow-up swing. And he's not even using all of his arms, he's still got some behind his back there. Well, even against insurmountable odds, Gunther doesn't exactly just completely give up. Even with 8 arms, can he swim? Ah. Ah. Now... Ah, no. Now he's going to have to fight him off while keeping all of them safe? Well, at least the other civilians have a bit more of survival instinct. At least try and get away. Have my headphones started playing something else in the meantime? What's gonna win out? Is he going to overcome it in the face of... Seems it. It was one-sided. If this is a... No blood on or anything on his fist, but... I've forgotten what I was about to say. If that is a visualization of him overcoming his internal issues. Are we closing off? Yeah. Gotta get ready. Yeah, get out of the splash zone. Much like the 8-armed Kurgan was his entire tribe's one-man army, they're all relying on him. So he can't turn back or give any headway now. Literally with their backs against the wall. More blades. Well, he wanted a bit of treatment, not thinking he was a kid. Just let him get ready. Even though it seems to be reanimated corpses and whatnot, still retaining the nature of who they were. The fact, not bringing up his weapons unless it's someone worthy of him. And what seemed to be a nod and acknowledgement of his name just now. He's got some speed. That turned around pretty quick, but the use of making this fight... Wow. Open fist. Monk strike. Okay, the idea of having this take place in a lightly flooded area, so we've got all of the water. Oh, that's well, that's a few broken bones. Okay, this is cinematic. Okay, we had the fucking flash frames earlier, and now pencil mark. Impact frames for this bit. I see a lot of rubble. What about the people behind? I mean, he's dropped the swords at least, so... In short bursts, that boy can be terrifying. I really did enjoy a lot of the camera movement and framing a lot of the fight just there. And after a bit of a slow burn for a lot of the rest of the episode, that just now, some effort was put into it. Also, what seemed to be regaining a bit of themselves at the end, the fact he could talk, and was like, yeah, well done. That just makes me think there's going to be a heartbreaking last word for the Sword Saint, or former Sword Saint. But with everyone doing their part, pulling through on their own accord, I really don't want to retrace any steps, so... Someone's going to need to bring up the broom. Well, he's got some adoring fans now. Not just his siblings, but everyone here. But medical treatment is quite a necessity with, broken tibias and whatnot. Maybe a few ribs. I mean, okay, we are getting a little bit of this. I think, having someone fight for you, come out of it unscathed is one thing. Be like, cool, they're awesome. But almost broken and beaten to death, but still fighting for you, it makes him a living legend. At least for those in the shelter. Okay. And as such, he will not allow them to sully her face any longer. That episode was something. I loved the elements of just the different ways of fighting. Otto calling out his favors and creatures of the sea. Al just making his opponent's blood boil with vicious mockery. And of course, our boy Garfield just standing up for himself, those he wants to protect, and being acknowledged by one of the stronger fighters in the realm. Former. I kind of expected this just to be another episode like we've been seeing, but then it pulled out the stops and did the ankle-deep water fight. Water drops spraying through the air, multi-limbed attacks, which is difficult to follow, but then seeing just sheer speed and ferocity. And so quickly, it wasn't a real back and forth once he got into it. It was all or nothing, Hail Mary strike, which paid off. I want to see more like that, where you're twisting, you're getting a bulging of the animation. It's like a fisheye lens. That kind of speed and energy behind the movements I love to see. Even if part of it looked a little off, I think just in proportion. But I'm glancing past that because the rest of it was so damn cool. And also, now that I know that our gorgeous tiger is taking his well-earned rest, we don't need to particularly fear all too much. And, of course, the shelter that they were cowering in has been blocked off, so it's not going to slowly fill with water either. Good. I do like how the witch cult's plans are being turned on the head, and it's sure a little bit to do with Subaru, because he gave them the opportunity to begin with. He changed the course of action and stopped everyone from being struck down by wrath. Sure, there's still a lot of people who died, but still, this entire thing really hasn't gone the way that the witch cult thought. And also, the link back to the gates, the water rushing through, and it's actually, this caused an issue for the witch cult. Where did it come from? Who did it? Why did they know to do it? And someone that is deflecting away from any sort of the questions there. Interesting. But like I said, I really liked this episode. It set up some things for the next one where it's just bam, bam, bam. Got greed fight now. We got the Kurgan and whatnot. Now I think we're heading towards Teresa, the former sword Saint Wilhelm's wife, and much more of a classical sword fight. I haven't had the same feeling of this season as I have with the other ReZero episodes and seasons that we've seen so far, because there's not the callback to Subaru's powers and the noise, all that bullshit. And the Witch of Envy and all of the bits going behind the scene, but I do like the more self-contained, everything in the city, here and now. This is what we're focusing on. And giving everyone a little time to shine. Slightly different approach, same old goodness, and hopefully many more to come. If you've enjoyed this, if I've done anything to entertain you, let me know. Leave a like on the video, a comment down below to really help boost through the algorithms. It can be absolutely anything you want, as long as it's not two numbers sequentially behind one another. But for now, if you want to catch up and not miss out, consider joining onto my Discord for notifications when new videos do come out, or subscribe to the channel so you get up to date and the notification bell thingy so that you get informed when I do upload. But for now, get yourself some rest, enjoy your day, and I'll see you in the next one.